Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, hi, my name is Cheyenne. I'm 21 years old and I'm currently pregnant with my first baby. Every week I do updates on how my pregnancy's been going, so make sure to subscribe and hit the like button to follow along. This is week 32, so let's hop right into it. To start off, I did go to a couple doctor appointments this week. So the first one was an ultrasound where we got to see the baby, hear the heartbeat, which was really nice. So the baby is 4 pounds and 13 ounces. He has lots of hair on his head, and right now he is head down with his legs up, and he is just such a little stubborn pretzel. He never likes moving so they can measure everything. We have never been able to get a full measurement of his spine, and that's something that me and my doctor talked about for a decent amount of time, talking about if I need to come in for another appointment to try to measure it. But they said everything's fine, just because I have gone to so many different ultrasounds and I have gone to 1 or 2 specialists for like different reasons. And so we've had enough that if there was anything to worry about, we would have been able to find it already, because there's other measurements that would show if the spine was having issues. And since none of those measurements are saying anything bad, we should be all good to go to have a good healthy little baby with a good healthy spine. But that is one thing that like is just kind of there, but we've talked about it a lot, and they said that it's really not something for me to have to worry about, because it happens sometimes. Babies are just really frustrating, and sometimes they're just really cozy in their spot and they don't want to move. So that's just sort of the situation with baby Webb right now. He is just a little stubborn pretzel and does not want them to see his spine. The second doctor appointment I went to this week was just with my normal OBGYN, and I actually have a new one because I guess my other doctor got transferred to a lower like midtown hospital, so now I have a new one. But she's really nice, and we were able to talk a little bit about COVID and how that's going to impact my pregnancy, or how it could. And what I learned is if I'm getting induced, obviously that's not like the plan, but if for some reason I do get induced, I would go in 2 days before my induction date. Me and my husband would both be tested, and then if my husband comes back positive, he would not be allowed to come in with me, which makes sense, but you know, sucks. And then on that same note, if I just come in naturally, you know, go into labor, go and get checked, if I am under 5 centimeters and my husband comes back positive, then he has to leave. But if I am over 5 centimeters, my husband can stay even if he is positive. My doctor said that this procedure was that way in case they found out he was positive. If it's under 5 centimeters, there's enough time for somebody else to come be with me. Whereas if it's over 5 centimeters, there wouldn't be enough time to get someone there to be with me, and they don't want me to be alone. But if my husband gets COVID, I will be alone since there's nobody else to be there with me. So that is a little scary. I am not too worried about it, just because we are safe. We're always wearing our masks, always washing our hands. We only go out for like groceries and like walks. We don't really go do anything. So I'm not really worried about either of us getting it, but that is just now kind of a fear in the back of my head. That's all for the doctor appointments, but I feel like my doctor appointments impact my symptoms, because on the weeks that I get to see my baby and like hear him, I feel like it makes, I don't know, it just makes it feel different. It makes it a different experience. Whereas like other weeks I'm like, well, yeah, I'm in pain because there's like a baby in me. But this week it's like, yeah, my back hurts, but that's because my little baby is like down and he's like doing good. And like, it just kind of feels different. It's a different like mentality. But on that note, here are all of the symptoms and things I have been experiencing. The first one, which is something I've talked about, is my lower back pain. And it's gotten a bit better. What I have noticed is I haven't been actually in my office at all, really. My online class I am doing hasn't had a ton of work yet, so I have been doing all the work either in bed or on the couch, but I have been spending a lot of time in bed. And a lot of this also has to do with the fact that I am just kind of like sad and unmotivated and just kind of in a weird headspace. And I think this is for lots of different reasons, but I think a big part of it is I don't want to say I'm like a workaholic, because I don't think that is necessarily true, but I am definitely like a type A kind of person. I like to-do lists. I like things to be done, and I really like to be busy. I like, whether it's homework or schoolwork or like work, like I like to be busy, and doing housework isn't the same thing to me. Like I can't spend an entire day cleaning the house and feel fulfilled, but I can spend a couple hours doing homework or going to work and I'll feel fulfilled. So it's just like a weird little thing for me that right now, because like I'm 8 months pregnant, I'm not working, I don't have a ton of schoolwork to do, so I just kind of sleep in really late because my back hurts really bad. I'm not sleeping very well, and so then I'm in bed all day because to sit in like real chairs hurts my back. So I've just kind of been in this like cycle that isn't great, but I definitely have been trying really hard to make sure I get dressed. I make sure I take showers every 2 days. I'm making sure I'm eating. Like, I'm making sure that I'm not letting myself like become a potato, but it's definitely just been harder this week. I don't, it's just weird. It's like, I'm not really sad, but there's not a motivation for me to like be pumping, if that makes sense. So it's just kind of left me in like a meh kind of state. That spiel kind of broke on everything, but just to put it in bullet points, my back has been hurting, especially like my lower right back. I have pain in my middle upper back by like my shoulder blades. That's the word. And I think that just has to do with how I've been sleeping. I have been having such a hard time sleeping again. So I don't sleep very well and I end up sleeping in. And because of this, and because of the fact that I don't really have homework to do, and I don't have a job, I don't have any of that going on right now, and like we keep the house clean, like it's a small apartment, there's not a ton to do every day. I don't have motivation to get out of bed, so I have been kind of moody and like, I don't want to say depressed because I don't think I am depressed right now. I think I'm just like bored, and I'm someone who needs stimulation, and I don't have that stimulation, and I've been trying to do my best to find it and get it in whatever ways I can, but it's just not really there. But I'm also just, it's such a hard like pick and choose battle, because I have been kind of hard on myself, the fact that I've been sleeping in a lot and the fact that like this and that had been happening, but at the same time I'm trying to let myself enjoy it as much as I can, because I know that in like a month and a half I'm not going to be allowed to sleep until noon whenever I want, just because I don't feel like getting up. And so, you know, it's this weird balance I'm trying to play right now of, one, trying to be very nice to myself, trying to understand that I'm 8 months pregnant. I am very tired. I am very sore. Like, the soreness and the tiredness I felt before is little to nothing to what I'm feeling now. I'm sure it's just gonna keep growing, but I am just very tired. I'm getting more sore by the day. It's very hard to get out of bed. Like, literally just like rolling myself out of bed is difficult. And so like adding the fact that I am not mentally stimulated by anything right now is just adding to that problem. And so I'm just trying to be kind to myself and understand that like I am very much a type A to-do list kind of person, and since I don't have that, it's just hard. To end off, here is a quick little belly update. She has some major stretch marks, which is totally fine. I just don't know where they came from. Like, they kind of came overnight. My belly button, like I said, like every week is like right there. She's gonna pop eventually. I mean, I hope she doesn't, but it's what it looks like. But this is just what she's looking like. She looks like a belly that's growing a baby that's 4 pounds. That's all for this video this week. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already, please make sure to subscribe. We're almost to 100 subscribers, and I just would really enjoy getting to that mark. But thank you again so much for watching, you guys. I know this week was kind of mundane with updates, but you know, we got to see that baby has hair, and me being moody is nothing new, but I'm just trying to be nice to myself, making sure to rest, because we all know that after this next month and a half, rest is not going to be something I get. So even though it's hard to sleep, I'm letting myself sleep, and I'm trying to make sure that I am getting what I need to stay healthy, to grow baby nice and strong. But just thank you again so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next week.